But yeah, let's get started for the day. The increasing export of our rations, like I said, it's going to be tough to tell. Yeah, we only need to refill, it looks like, maybe every day, I don't know yet. Spending like 30,000 on herbs is pretty rough. We might try and find a source elsewhere, you know? I don't know, just hypothetically, if I tried to grow herbs here, I'd get 10 herbs per day. Just want to confirm here. I need 50? Okay. If I could find somewhere that's at least neutral on herbs, like, I could probably do a pretty decent bit. But, you know, for now, it's not bad. We're getting a decent bit of stuff exported. Unfortunately, I think the exports are going to start getting limited. It won't really shock me all that much, mind you. Okay. So, I want basically an exact copy of this. Maybe, or maybe I just put it here. I'm trying to figure it out, because I don't want this here anymore. I kind of talked about how I was going to need to move it for industry eventually. Although it's probably fine for now still. I don't want to let that thing get too rooted. We'll see. 46. Yeah, the rate of our exports has dwindled now. This is actually going to be a bit of a drain until we fill up our stockpiles. Ultimately, I think it's fine. But I do recognize I'm going to need a granary. Or, more accurately, a rationary. It's kind of what I was talking about with this thing and wanting to build it elsewhere, but for now, the problem is I'm just not sure where I want to plan everything out right now. And it's far too much of an aggressive attempt at planning. At least I think it is. Currently, so we'll see. I just want to double check. Fish production's fine. Yeah, we have plus 1,000. So that's more than enough. Good. Alright, what other industries do I need then? Like, maybe I should be looking towards that. Or I guess what can I do to make people happy? Well, I know that answer. And that answer is the library. Maybe that's just what I do. Maybe that's the next thing I build. You know? Been putting it off for a while. Mostly because I know it's incredibly expensive to actually run the damn thing. Each person that I put will require 1 leather per day. So, per worker, that's going to be about 60 a day. Base. And I think each person only produces 2 knowledge, so I think I can double check that here, though. Oh, yeah, sorry. My apologies. Only 1.5 knowledge. So, it's going to be 120 for 3, so about 40. It's going to be about 40 silver, or denarii, or whatever this is, per knowledge, per day. Which, no matter how you want to slice it, is a lot, you know? It's pretty tough. Okay, we'll pull this one back 1. This is, technically, I believe, a full 45 by Hold on. Yeah, 45 by 45. So this is a full library, theoretically. It'll need some resizing, obviously, but it should be mostly fine. Yeah, I think ideally the actual size I want this thing is 46 wide. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll find somewhere else to put it. Annoyingly, this is slightly too small. Well, actually, that's maybe fine. Because what I can do is reduce it by 1 there, extend it by 1, and then just rotate the layout 90 degrees. There we are. This is 300 people in a library, theoretically giving me 450 knowledge. That is, well, we calculate out to run about 40 per knowledge. So this thing to run at full capacity, we won't run it at full capacity for quite a while, I assure you. But just theoretically, to run this thing at full capacity is going to be, let's see, 4,000, 16,000 per day. So, in short, a hell of a lot. To be fair, I think I can still do carpet, right? Is this before or after carpet? That is a good question. And I don't have the answer. I don't think I need spare room in the library, but we'll see. Because there does need to be enough carpeting to make it efficient. But, and while it has been a while, if memory serves, I never really care much about that, because if you just cover all of the available squarage in the carpet, it's enough, you know? It can definitely be a little bit of a bitch to do, though. Slowly but steadily roll it all out as they snore so loudly. Does it? Okay. Phoenix. I like that the support is so fucked up. There is actually just a maximum. And like, adding this stuff doesn't actually bring the cost down yet. You know? There we are. Finally the costs start to come down. We're no longer over the maximum fucked up threshold. Something like that. Classic super library construction problems. Well, like I say, we're gonna find out just how good my memory is, since it has been a long time since I last constructed a library. You know? necessary? And does not look like it. Nice. Alright. So shockingly, we don't need those pillars, which is fine. This one, because it's a little different, just needs pillars over here. Ooh. Ah, that's because that pillar's missing. Okay. Alright. Just to confirm here, yep. Support is 99%. There is a yellow block somewhere. Of course, finding it, good luck. There we go. There we are. Sport is 100%. So. Stuff. Yeah, we're already at 64% efficiency. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of this is literally just kind of running around finding various holes to stick these carpets in. You know? We'll get there, though. As you can see, we're actually already pretty much there. Should be there. Bloop, down all the way to these tiny little things. And as we go, like, the efficiency just slowly climbs up. Getting there. Slow but steady. %. We're getting closer. And I think we've done a pretty solid job at covering, so that's good. I'm a little worried we might not make it all the way to 100%. Maybe I shouldn't be. No, we definitely aren't. Alright, that's okay though. Alright. Not entirely unexpected. We'll just have to kill that one. So we kill that one. And then we'll just need a little more carpeting. just freaking barely not. I know those aren't required, so just fill that in. There's a spot. You know, these probably wouldn't be required either. Shit, sports at 99 still. I've still screwed up somewhere. I don't know where, though. Annoyingly, if it's like in the middle of a carpet, I'll never be able to tell. What the fuck? Hang on, let me pull all this back. Alright, sport went back to 100%. The problem's up here. Somewhere. Take a wild guess. Yeah. Okay. Well. How much more do I have? That much, eh? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, well, I feel like I need to place at least one more pillar. So that way at least the building can maintain its squareness, and thus my sanity. Yeah. 97, 98, 99, 100. Now, with every goddamn tile carpeted. Like I say, I knew it was doable. It was a little more work than I thought it was going to be, but it was doable. You know? I got it sorted. Yeah, I really should probably move the throne room at some point, eh? Oh well. That's not too many doors, right? Yep. God. Okay. So with that, approve the construction. Still need to do something about our lack of fabric, though. Does not appear to be related to cotton in any way. We have enough of that. I think the easiest thing I could just do is promote somebody. We still have a ton of open noble slots, right? That should dramatically increase the amount of weaveries working. Yeah. Increase our consumption of cotton. Should help ensure that we have enough clothes as well, because we definitely don't right now. And in order to fix that, upgrade the number of tailors we have. So let's make sure we've got enough clothes, we've got enough fabric, and everything's going to be okay. Alright. So, like I said, this library is not going to be fully staffed for probably a while. God, there's 300 people without a house. I need to make another urban center up here. Also, probably a small one down here. So I shall. Soon. I just want to make sure that this doesn't actually come online and try and take everyone. I'll allow for like 50 scribes. They aren't going to do anything for a while, but you know. Or there's more of it in theory. Anyway. Let's actually work on housing our people. $24, $64, so 100, yeah, it's about 140 workers here, so this should be good for housing the people here. They don't have any services down here, so they're probably still going to be pretty unhappy, but hey. With this one, I foresee the need to split them and have the services in the middle. That should construct us enough homes for these people. So we'll get them a food stall. Tribute, thank you. A janitor. So I just want to confirm, how often is that tribute arriving? You know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so it is every year. That's 16 days between the tribute. Got it. Yeah, the start of every year. First day of spring. Got it. Because, like, I consider it and try and do the math, right? And 105K on a yearly basis. Like, we divide that by 16. That's actually not too bad. I think that works out to be like 6 or 7K. Without the cost of direct administration. Honestly, pretty huge. Why is this yellow? I don't know. Alright. So yeah, this region's getting developed. As we get a lot of the houses and stuff built in these regions, our happiness should increase, you know, from the increase in available services to our people. Market. Let's get them some speakers. Ah, disaster has struck someone else for once. Let me try this. Sorry, my brain's refusing this word. Indocentrum, in particular, was devastated by unfortunate events, but your Demesne is peaceful by comparison. People from most provinces of Syx are looking for a better life, and provided your capital is attractive enough, this could be an opportunity for rapid growth. So, immigration rate, multiply by 20. Always happy to see, you know? Syx is a precarious land. It's on the stage. Alright. Yeah, so build and roll out the surfaces. With the rapidly, increase to immigration, like our population's gonna boom. So, keep cranking those food days. So, we got a little bit of knowledge. I'm going to research organization 2. Because I think Bravenstead is a solid candidate for us to bring to tier 4. I think. We'll have to invest a little bit into it, but I think I can do that. So theoretically I tear that down, right? I put this in. How much do I need? First off, alright, so I have 16 now. This gets us up to a capacity of 1,220, so perfect. That leaves me with 6 here, and this will get me 36 additional workforce, so that is quite a benefit. We'll be a little short on wood until the upgrade is made, but we'll get there. It'll take some time. The Duchy of Pladen, I mean, it's stabilized at least. Not enough governor points, yes. So, hello, Governor. Grandson of Padan. That gives me 200 governor points. Should be enough for us to actually start working on this empire. Let's see, so 154 capacity with the well, it's 537. If I did this much, or no, we'd have to get to 600 first, which, yeah, we can do. At a bare minimum, that's probably worth it. I don't know about level 4, though, for that one. Actually start developing our empire. So, theoretical recruition. What are we looking at for conscript totals now? That's better. It's not great, though. Good. It's good to see the happiness there. Alright. Now, for the new wells we've built and the new any other things, I think we built some speakers. Did we ever upgrade stages? No, we didn't. I only have 13 knowledge though, so not gonna happen. Yeah, I need leather. Which, theoretically, the Duchy of Pladen, I would like to, actually work with, so we'll see. But yeah, the export depot's full. We aren't even able to export all of our fish at this point. So my export economy has kind of hit peak. Everything I can export, I am exporting. It's not really that big of a shock that we're kind of hitting our cap. Eventually we'll get more trade partners and all that, and it'll be easier. But for now, we need to keep growing at the Empire. $573, they're almost there. There goes the Gratonian growth. Yeah. The Dendarian and Talapi just grow so slowly. So hopefully we don't need them to get above 600. We're only waiting on like 3 Dendarians and 4 Talapi, so we don't. Good. We only need a couple of Amevians by the looks of it, though. Unfortunate. Since they're not exactly the greatest at growth either here. Just need one more human. Alright, humans are done. 599. 600. And welcome level 3. So level 3, I can theoretically get a level 2 Arc Pasture that would produce 50-ish leather. I mean, it's not a lot, but like, unless I invest heavily to try and bring this to level 4, which is possible. Like, bring this to 3, bring this to 3. No, we actually cannot bring this to level 4. Okay. So. Just cancel. Because just want to make sure I do it right. Well, we'll still get the level 2 Arc Master. Bare minimum, no reason not to. I'm gonna get a smaller export depot as well. Because there's one more good that I am starting to bring in a decent amount of that would be worth exporting. And that's meat. We can help our floundering export economy a little bit that way. Because now, not only am I getting meat as a byproduct from the Globdians, I'm now getting a decent bit from taxes. So, no reason to not also start exporting that to the world at large. Alright. So, like, just theoretically with mercs, I have a lot I can hire. Like, do I just try and crush my way through these guys? I feel like this should be a fairly easy fight if I bring, like, 250 troops. I can fight Jahandra. I don't know, I guess the problem is that there's nothing in Jahandra I really want. The main goal at this point I think I have is getting to here for ore mines and Arok pastures. There's like good Arok pasture here, so I may just wish to attack my vassal and take them over. They do pay me 100k a year though. So tough decision there. Do I want 100k a year, or do I want control of the Arok pastures? I think the answer has to be Control of the Airwork Masters. Anyway, on that note, a warehouse. Put aside a crate maybe for leather, please and thank you. And upgrade all the crates. So now every crate is 500. There. Allowing us to store a lot more of everything. Alright, we have 18 knowledge. That's a start. Alright, how are we doing here? I only have 40 unemployed people. There. And apparently the rest are all down here still. Alright. Well, built some houses there, I guess. So the good news is, we're less than 100 off of Dakar Ray. We're keeping happiness above 80, so immigration's still pouring in. And in fact should continue to do so. Yeah, I have tools. I still haven't necessarily figured out what I'm going to do with the tools yet. Say. Okay, let's get them housed, please. There we are. Alright. Only 8 plebeians unhoused. Which, yeah, probably are all over here, as there isn't any real housing that they can use. So we'll put down a couple more free houses here. And then they can probably be housed there and should be fine. Alright. Not bad. It's pretty good. Okay. So how close is this to being overloaded, out of curiosity? Fucking nowhere near it. Got it. Good. Alright. So, I'm going to embark on the next big industry hope, which is the brewery. Cute. Now, the brewery is a bit of a problem, really. Like, currently 77 excess coal. The unfortunate truth is, like, I just do not have the resources to properly run a brewery. Maybe I can get more of pottery. Yeah, good. I can assign a noble potter. That'd probably be good. Although that might actually have been a terrible idea because I don't have the clay for that. But I still do need the pottery. So. And then we are going to need either grain or fruit. Luckily for the Amevians, I don't think it matters which one we do. So the answer is to use grain. Because for drink preferences... Yeah, we're on both lists. So that's mighty handy. I actually wonder if we should just be exporting the tools. Might not be a terrible idea. More stuff with which to diversify our economy. So yeah, if we can get that going, I think that's not bad. Also, have we really not hit 3,000 yet? Come on. No, apparently not. I think maybe the next thing I need to do is actually the breeding thing. Yeah. Probably. Man. Gonna be adjusting the street here. Do you guys prefer paved roads at all anymore? I don't think you do. Yeah. No. I know we ideally want crystal water. What's like the medium path that we like? Bricked road. Okay. Bricked road's pretty good. It does require basins, which we already have. Yeah, you know what? We'll start rolling out bricked road. It gives 80% fulfillment, 20% speed, and has a lot more durability. You guys aren't replacing things, I hope. Doesn't look like it. Good. Upgrading the roads also kind of has a couple stealth effects that I like. You know, the speed bonus traveling on the roads effectively means everyone's a little bit more efficient. So. Expensive on the stone though, so can't do it all right now, but it'll do for now. So we've expanded the rest of the servant center. Yeah, the clay pit exploded. Alright. So let's get the hatchery up and running, shall we? The real question is going to be, how much do I actually need? And like, it's a good question. Thankfully, it's easy to build these due to the natural spots for pillars. I don't know. Rather than building it here, I feel like this needs to be one of those mega buildings that I need to build. So, I think what I'll do is maybe put it up here. Should be close enough to the urban center that they can, like, use it for jobs and stuff. Actually, yeah, we want to leave a space. So that's theoretically a maximum. In practice, I don't think we can do that much, but I'll double check, you know? Yeah, well, we're definitely not doing any further this way. Because I know we need the carpets as well. Oh wow, perfect. So this whole region over here can be dedicated to carpet. And hopefully that's just good enough. I highly doubt it will be. Yeah, the carpet does need to be accessible, of course. It looks like there is, in fact, enough space. Well, I'll be damned. I still need to put in the pillars and all that, but... This is enough space for 510 clutches. These are some pretty absurdly large generations. And it'll be 150 workforce. So long as I can start supplying brew, I'll probably be okay. But what I'm going to end up sort of inevitably having to do from here out is limiting immigration somewhat. Because breeding your own people kind of has this hidden flaw to it, in that it's disabling a safety mechanism. When you're an immigration-reliant city, there's sort of it's impossible to grow beyond what your people will tolerate, you know? Because the happiness falls below 80%, immigration stops. But loyalty will stay above the problem threshold of 75%. Like even at, you know, happiness 90, my loyalty is 97. So that still gives you a decent buffer to work with. Here's the thing though. If we have children of our own, all safety valves are, you know, disabled. I can still kind of control it with immigration, but it's not as easy as you would think. or like it to be really, you know? So we'll do that, and as mentioned before, I'm just going to accept the costs of running the brewery, because to be blunt, it is worth it. Although, I do need a little bit of just a cup here. This is going to be a loading station. Maybe that. No. Alright. So that kind of opens up the door to put a brewery in here. Should be alright. Yeah, it does emit noise, which sucks for the people living next to it, but oh well. Oops. And for the time being, this looks like this will be the brewery's maximum size. I probably don't need a brewery this big, so that's fine. If I remember right, I want to use size 10 stuff. Yeah, I definitely don't need that big of a thing, given I'm pretty sure I can end up putting down auxiliary kettles here without any issue. I'm trying to think how much brewery I actually need. Like 150 should be enough for quite a while. Complicated logistics of actually getting these to work. They are oh so annoying. Okay. Let's start with that then. So we need a line there. And I accidentally spaced everything incorrectly, so toss all this out. Finicky little things. Set it up. Good. And then we put in the kettles. All right. See, then I have all this space over here, right? Like, even if I get rid of a kettle here and move it over here, I'm still gonna end up with so much space. 130. Something a little more like so. And then I can pull in this. Realign all this. I'm not overbuilding the efficiency by that much either. Nice. Okay. I just need 2 pillars there. There we go. Hey, Zoe. Alright. 1 brewery. It's a little weirdly shapen, but kind of just fitting it into where it needs to be, you know? So I think that's just kind of expected. Is it just the foundation? Yeah, looks that way. All sports good. Alright. So yeah, we have a ton of children now. Very good. Or 1 future drug lab. Just a brewery. Although, functionally, what's the difference? Is a brewery not just a drug lab for alcohol? Alright. That is good for shik. Alright, let's see. So, at the bare minimum, I'm going to need an import depot here. At least this one. Theoretically, this is going to consume some local pottery and coal, but we have no local grain. So, luckily, grain is, all things said and done, fairly cheap. 16, 14, yeah. So simply import as much as we can to fill this depot. That should be fine. Eventually, I'd like to have my own grain, but for now, obviously not going to happen. Warehouse. We start holding drinks. So, the drinks are also symbolically the last thing I need. You know? If I wanted to run a military, there are a few things I need. I need rations, I need clothes, and I need booze. If you don't supply those to your army deserts. I also need military equipment, but, you know, like those 3 things are the core of any army. And military equipment is simply made out of metal, which I have. So this production, in addition to also giving our people drink servings, we'll see. So clay, yeah, we have enough-ish. Apparently the workload in our potteries has crashed. I don't know why. I think it's because the clay has literally run out there. Alright. Well. I can't say it particularly shocks me that that occurred. Ah. Excellent to us, by the way. We are now Dakarai Ray. We have 3,000 people in Ala City. Very good. And sometimes safe for local water sources. Yep. So, Skull and Extravagant Markets are the next two I'm going to do. So that way we can unlock the tavern and also upgrade our markets. Alright, we'll need or furniture and pottery. And I don't actually have furniture. Yeah, diplomatic incident. Well, it's a problem for you because you forgot to congratulate her on her coronation day, or was it some relative's birthday? The most generic well-wishing template your scribes created should suffice. Luckily, your peers seem to have forgotten as well, judging by the letters which cautiously inquired about whether you did too, and what the special occasion was again. Perhaps if none of you sent anything, the potential awkwardness could be avoided, and Hoylek the Ninth would be fooled in thinking the fault lay with her. Alternatively, being one of the few who remembered, if late, would put you on friendlier terms with her. Verizlin. Who the fuck is Verizlin? And... yeah, our vassal. Okay. Conspire to not send anything. So the rulers. Nice. Huzzah! Minor conspiracy. Alright. They're up to 100 troops. Impressive. Alright. Get about 250 troops together. Should be enough to strike. I think as long as I strike from my capital, it should generally not cause too many problems. Yeah, I'm just leaving everyone on one serving of booze for now, just to see how much we can actually get. It's a little tough. But, like, it's doing decently well, though our happiness is plummeting a bit, which is concerning. Why is our happiness down? Is it safe for reptiles to have beer? Yes. And we're not picky about it either, which is good. Because, you know, there's beer and there's wine. But we'll drink whatever. And it just seems like most races will just kind of drink whatever, and the Tilapia are just jerks who explicitly will only drink wine. So... okay, laboratory access is questionable. Okay, it looks like this region needs to be serviced by a laboratory. That should help. Where else, if anywhere? this block's a little dense, unfortunately. I mean, I guess I never did build a laboratory in the peripheries, did I? Well, that'd probably be a good thing to start with. This looks decayed to shit because I don't think I put a janitor up here, did I? Should definitely fix that. Get the janitor up here. In addition, I'm gonna need some more janitorial warehouses. Because yeah, this place also also looks like it's decaying to shit. Not really shocking. Set up those janitor warehouses. Realistically, it's probably a good idea for me to get a janitor warehouse over here as well. As long as I copy the warehouses, it copies the crates and everything within it, so it's fine. Part of the problem as well is we actually just don't have enough furniture. Which, while annoying, is not particularly shocking. I'm actually out of labor now. Alright. To be fair, I'm gonna calm down the ration making for a fair bit. Free up some labor. We already kind of overmaxed that completely anyway, so. Yeah, there's just, well, maybe. The correct answer is there, actually. Alright. We'll import coal to here, if need be. For now, I'm just going to import clay to there. Because we do need clay. So, let us kind of continue to work here. Good. A little plaza. Slow but steady. A lot of road network built. A couple more crater shrines would help as well. Alright. Promote the Master of Carpenters. So that way the carpenters should really start cranking out the furniture en masse. That's better. I think in general I'm also going to allow wooden regular stone to be consumed as furniture. Alright. So this is going to accept clay. Alright. Which should allow our pottery to actually function at near full efficiency. As well as hopefully everything else. Alright. A slavery. Yeah, you know what? I probably will take you up on that. I just need to check on my slave population and plans. Alright. I feel like I need at least, like, I don't know, 150 Crotonians. Yeah. We charge them for the Crotonians. Not too bad. Yeah, you know what? Let's purchase just another 150 Crotonians. That should actually improve the overall submission, because the species bonus will multiply it. Even though the numbers multiplier is getting worse. There. That should help a fair bit. They're good at the refining jobs, so... Things like our potteries should get more efficient. I also would not mind, I think, another... $50 Garth. I mean, that's probably about the best I'm getting, though. 107%. Thank you. Okay. So, a lot of our mining and refining is a little more optimized now. Lord knows I'm going to need some slave huts, aren't I? Well, this is to be moved first. Okay. Yeah, larger portion of the cities being native. That'll help. Theoretically, when I get to 4,500, I will be a Sorax. Let's see. Water, water, water. There. One canal system. No, pardon me. Okay. We're gonna cut the canal here. It's no longer needed. Okay. And also the culvert there. Replace that with the regular canal. apparently have enough pressure for the whole dang system. It's actually kind of shocking. Alright. We're also apparently having some trouble importing the wood. Although, to be fair, I did actually start consuming a lot more wood. So, I guess I need to restore those imports. Alright. So let's start with restoring those imports. Alright. We're clearly gonna need it. I love that restoring the imports is in fact very difficult. Just switch you to wood. Alright. It should probably be fine. Especially with the taxes. I mean, 239 a year. Oh, wait, that's low, isn't it? I think we were supposed to get that back up. Well, you know, whenever this reached tier 4. So now, if I want this place... Yeah, you know what? There we are. Just stone. No, let's just import 2,000, or let's just collect 2,000 wood a day in taxes. No, that's great. That's huge. I might adjust that down and, like, change it into other things. But, you know, no, fuck it. Let's just collect a boatload of wooden taxes for now. That way I don't have to import it. Like I say, we'll probably revise that around, but I do just need the wood right now. Because, who knows, there's probably other resources I could get here, like coal, that I currently am importing and would prefer not to. Yeah. Okay, we probably don't need... I don't want to put the road in Brabant instead. I have to go in the Duchy of Platen. A comet sighted. Hey, the scholars. Alright. All's well. The wood flow in and should be good. Alright. I'm going to BRB a sec. Back, and apparently the Globdian pastures have... Well, I guess, yeah, this one hasn't been torn down yet. Dismantled. Alright. So. Good stuff. So this loading thing is supposed to be shuffling clay. I think it's pretty fair to say don't need that many shipments of coal right now. Or even is coal on this list? No. Oh no, we have room. Yeah. 4 clay. Good. So we can ship the clay up here now as well. Although we're shipping in the clay here, which I'm hoping is helping you guys. Yeah, there we are. 120. Good to see. I don't know how that actually ends up working out. In theory, it's enough. There we go. Alright, furniture, we actually have enough. How about that? Alright. So let's see. That'd be 0.5 furniture per year. So, 1,300. So a little less than, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I would need 2 more carpenters to really justify that. I guess, you know what? Let's do it. Is that really the best use of 100 people? Unfortunately, I already spent the noble promotion like a fucking moron. Like, that's such a misplay, I'm actually reloading. Because those are permanent. I can't willy-nilly spend noble promotions like that. That was complete misplay. Brutal. Okay. So yeah, there's not really any way I can reasonably get that furniture for them. Alright. Well, either way, at least for now, we've got a boatload of wood coming in. I don't know. Hopefully they'll get more furniture access that way. Most of what they care about is cut stone and leather, though. Which is tough. Alright. I'm gonna recall the army retreat. Well, auto. Not really shocked. The army did that thing again where it just kind of walked into enemy territory. So, anyway. There. And disband the army. Okay, so as far as mercs go here. Also, is there any chance of raiders yet? It doesn't look like it. Yeah. The benefit of maintaining this militia, of course, and I should continue to expand the militia. Is it does make us look pretty strong on paper. And on paper strength is all that's really required to prevent bandits from taking stuff. 600. 2750. The army's definitely still large enough to keep the slaves submissive, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so at any point in time am I going to be able to upgrade these markets? I'm really struggling on pottery. Why? Like, do I need additional pottery? I mean, it's solidly possible. I hope I don't. That's the thing. I did appoint a noble potter, right? Yeah. So, like, these are some pretty cracked workers. I can give them a little bit of tech innovation if they need it that badly. Since it is right now just basic crafting, which affects literally 4 of our industries. So, upgrading that is pretty huge in general. Oh dear, this laboratory is degrading. Realistically, not much of a shock. Okay, so the workload is close to 67%. Let's reduce to 110 people tending the young. Yeah, we do get 1.5 fulfillment out of native born, so it'll be useful. Hopefully, the gender can work. Apparently got a lot of damage to repair. I should seriously consider another one, to help out. I recognize even this food stall here is degraded. So, let's get yet another janitor. Especially since I plan to continue expanding in this area. Let's just cut off the problem I had. So many buildings. I didn't get everything in time. Basically, yeah. That's why you just sometimes need more janitors. Alright. So let's copy area. And now we have a street tile. I'm going to copy the street tiles out to the periphery. Build ourselves these new roads. Apparently I made this one extra wide. How nice. There. That should help improve things a bit. Okay. Okay. So, I don't know, I just kind of dream of hitting advanced fishery, but like I say, realistically, I recognize I've effectively managed to saturate the fish market. Oh no, I haven't. Fish prices are starting to climb again. Not a hell of a chance in rations. So that means I could invest a little more in the fisheries. How's the lab doing? Well, it's still at 1/2. Ideally, I could get another 100 workers in here. I mean, our population's increasing. Yeah. Alright. We'll see. Alright. So. A strike on Varen's barrels. Whatever the hell this place is called. Yeah, basically, no betrayal for it. It's one of the weird ways that diplomacy works in this game. They've been my vassal for so long, I'm just allowed to murder them. Which doesn't feel right. You know? I'm gonna be real here. It doesn't feel right. Alright, so 105, 120, 120. $285. Yeah, well, I'll just declare war on you. This is a large army that should be rather capable of defeating the free lands to the north as well. Bringing them to heal. Yeah, let's square up. We have nearly even numbers. Oh wow, they're mobbing us. I mean, our troops have a hell of a... Like, you guys just break formation to mob against them. There. And the enemy breaks. There. Okay. Truth is the greatest of terrors, and the fear of it is what causes kingdoms to rise and fall. Oh, a pile of Amevian prisoners. Release them, of course. Berlizen. Yeah, oof, just barely. A little bit of betrayal. I don't like the aggression, which is fair. Alright, you guys have to head north now. Alright. Let's resolve this place. Okay, so the target's 290. This requires 600. The population target is reduced a little bit by devastation, by moisture. I think that's why these are kind of stuck as smaller towns. I'm going to say in the reality it doesn't matter. There's only 88 target Amevians, so... I think I have to leave that until things grow into their own. You know? Maybe that was better as a vassal. Oh well. Mistakes may have been made. I can always re-release it, I suppose. I love that they still want to murder us. I think the AI can kind of more effectively use dry lands than me. Alright. Okay. Oh shit, a river. Luckily this is just a garrison, so they don't have any archers. The elite tilapis are the ones I would definitely want to put in the middle. Let's do this. Cool. Yeah, you guys start fighting. You guys attack in. And you guys just charge into that rear. Yeah, there we go. They break. Easy peasy. And occupy. So, what are 28. I don't know, what's this area got? Vegetables. Yeah, that's pretty much about it, yeah. Alright. Might be another what's Brabenstead got for its moisture multiplier? 0.73. Area times 100. Area times 100. Okay, so it's a large enough area. Alright. If I attack you, you're gonna be pissed enough to maybe fight me. The real question is, am I going to be able to consolidate my gains? That's a maybe. I find it very likely that we're just going to end up with revolts. Like, this place is just too shitty. So we'll return them to autonomy. That reduces the risk of the revolt there. I don't know if I actually want to govern here. It kind of seems like just the regions adjacent to my capital can pretty reasonably be made into vassals without an issue. You know? Like, because they technically will be close enough by that even when they're being morons. Yeah, rivalry, minus 35. I don't know why they hate me so much. Might have to just kill them and re-release them. But we'll see. Then down here. What are we looking at? The base target is 598 already, so. $705. And there's excess population in it more than all of that, so this can just be turned into a large town immediately. A small city would require 2,400, which I could do. But the question is, why? There's not a lot to extract, and I'd have to invest locally in getting it up there, so. Like, I could put down a fruit or a veggie farm, and that would get me 1,000 vegetables a day. I have a feeling that we might need some security, though, with this many people. Okay. Yeah. I'll accept that for now. Let the population fall. Get a decent number of conscripts. Soon I won't necessarily have to rely on mercs, which will be helpful. So what's like the upkeep on this army anyway? 150. I don't have too much longer of this. Alright. Rebellion is not imminent. Area's recovering nicely. Yeah, I do think I want to try and make the play for Jahandra as well with this. I think Woodard has to wait, though. Well, maybe we'll see. Alright, things are... Yeah, so they immediately attack us, which is fine. Yeah, we make the play for this. I should probably have double-checked my diplomacy. I don't know if declaring war this way creates extra betrayal or anything. Or if this is just the soundest way to declare war. Alright. I'm gonna let them charge into me, because, yeah. We can just do that way. Then we have them in a concave. Shattered. Alright. Of course, you're all released. City is to be occupied. Alright. Attack chance is relatively low. We're okay. you just have to march north. Well, there actually are people here. What's our target? 650? That's not bad. This place has gems and sithlin and nothing else, though. I can do that for reaching the target. That gives me 36 workforce. As opposed to doing this, which gives me 17 workforce available. Like I said, the problem is, what do I do with the workforce? I guess I could mine coal. It's not too bad here. It's not great. Not terrible. It'll do. Yeah, it's still 1,000 coal. At the end of the day, that's still pretty helpful. You know? Alright. So, this is going to be the final battle with the majority of our mercs. I have 3 groups? I have 3 groups. Good. And you guys get those reserves in there as well. There. Once again, they scatter. Alright. Release them for the chivalry. They only have 25. Oh no, they got 50, so there's definitely no chance. Alright. So. You and you. Expand those 2 divisions. The merc upkeep is now only 14 grand. Alright. Oh no. Is the population stable? Yes, okay. Whew. I was worried it was gonna drop below 1,200. Yeah, sport in this region still got to increase for a while. What was that? 2 injuries, 1 death. Nobody cares. So that's what I get for saying nobody cares about that. That's like, oh, okay, that's not a big enough accident for you? Well, how about 8 deaths and 33 injured? Is that big enough? Yeah, okay. I admit that's an accident. Okay. Well, the radical interpretation of the Sumerian spreads. Yeah. Opposed to the 4 gods or facets of a greater being. Okay, yeah. Enough of that. All hail and praise to Krator. I'll pay the piper on that one. Imports gonna be a little tricky until we can get our exports through. I could probably sell a fair bit of rations if I lower my price cap and get out of the hole. We'll see. It's probably fine. Oh yeah, right. Fuck, I have mercs. Right, I shouldn't allow that to happen. Alright, hey, I want to do some trade. Good enough for me. Just clean out the warehouse storage a bit of a lot of our excess. And instead get enough money to keep the economy turning for a moment. So with these new provinces, how are we looking at the prospect of recruiting? Much better now. Like, we don't have a lot of Dendarians, but we could use Amevians as the forward troops. So, that'll be good. This will be a siege for the better part of a year. Okay, support is getting higher, but it's not enough. We're definitely going to have to pull back a little and toss in a stage, I think. That should help. Although, it might be the Garthimi that's actually the problem, and I don't think they like the stage that much. Well, they like the fight pit more. We'll see how that goes. There also exists the walls. Holy shit. 105 injured. Okay, enough. Enough. I admit, it's an accident. This is a fucking tragedy. God damn. You know, it's been a while since we've had extreme temperatures. I'm going to wisely put some additional wells. Or at least an additional well. Are there any that are, like, close to being overloaded or even overloaded? Yes, actually, specifically this one as well as well number 8. Let's get to work on those then. Alright. We're getting the training through. There we are. That's the best we're getting there. Looks like this region's kind of in the same position. we are. Okay. Yeah, we are having some workplace safety issues. God, do I mean, it's literally just 1 point of knowledge. I will take it. Let's get at least a little bit of workplace safety. Goddamn. Okay. Hopefully these places will actually stay with us as opposed to rebelling. Consolidating your gains in this can sometimes be a little bit tricky, especially if you're using like mercenaries you can barely afford to pay. But realistically, if I hold on to this, it's pretty good. I was actually talking about how I want to move the road out of Bravenstead and find somewhere else for it. If I did this and indeed put the road down here, this would allow me to no longer need a road in Bravenstead and still have 100% connectivity, right? Yeah. Good. Theoretically allowing for even more lumber. Good. Yeah, I pretty much have too much coal as it is. Which is fine. Maybe Death Cultists, but we have OSHA. Basically. Like... God damn. So the good news is we do have 1,000 veggies coming in every day. Which has got to help our food preferences a little bit, right? Like... one would hope. I mean, I know the Amevians ain't exactly producing a ton here. Yeah, you can only do 69 animals, so 74. A few more. Alright. Adult numbers are still rising, so, but... yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah, the vegetable farms produce 80 a day. Like, come on. Although, I think that comes in a form of a harvest, so the taxes probably just haven't arrived. And I need to be ready to accept upwards of 16,000 odd vegetables for whenever that harvest comes in. Now that I think about it and remember how this works. They changed that, I think, literally this patch, or whatever. Yeah, harvest is in 6 days. So instead of receiving a stable supply of vegetables at that rate of 1,000 a day, I'll just receive 16,000 once a year. Which, fair enough. That's probably a solid way to nerf taxation. Like, because that's one of the big benefits of it. But it'll do. 10 days. Makes sense, yeah. It's one of the reasons why I can't be mad at it. Okay, the Garthemi are just barely holding it together here. I assume they're upset because they're in chains in our capital or whatever. Yeah, basically. eventually I'll develop things to help with that. Okay, so what's like a decent sized thing I could be working on right now? Well, if I could get some more knowledge. Improvement, like the speaker improvement, I remember being fairly easy to get. It's got to be somewhere, right? Never mind. That's going to require second floors. Yeah. Still will be a while before we need those. I don't even really need the basements yet. You know? Good, 12 days there. These places are starting to heal. Oh yes. It's finally time for me to upgrade my markets, isn't it? We actually have all the materials sitting in a warehouse for once in our goddamn life. So that should help. That'll be a little nice boost. There. Not bad. So food stalls are only 80%. They should ideally be better. Because now upgrades 100%. So yeah, access and proximity. We definitely need more food stalls, but I'm not sure where. Quite possibly everywhere. Yeah. Fair enough, I suppose. Get like a third food stall here to service this region. It'll help a little bit. I don't know what this red coloring actually means. I don't know. The faraway food stalls can probably be handled if I go to the janitorial warehouse. Because, how many more crates do I have? Probably at least a couple, right? Because, you know, fish, eggs, and veg. Oh, whoops. Crates 5 out of 6. Where's that warehouse I just did then? Did I not? I assume I screwed up here or something. Ah yeah, there's just a fish. Right, makes sense. There's not really enough crates in these. So that's unfortunate, but understandable. I might need to do like some food warehousing. And have them pull stuff with the more farther away food stalls. There we are, food stalls improving, markets improving. Eventually I'd like to upgrade the benches. It's only 20 knowledge. one day. Occupy. Alright, so what are we dealing with this place? 568, that's really good. Okay. 172. Oh my god, really? Fine. Tier 4. You're definitely going to need this, and then the rest can be our oak pastures. 7th level. That'll do. And that's all of our guff points, fair enough. On the plus side, this will get me a solid 250 leather. And we're going to keep the army here to help. Actually, we're going to march the army south, across the border. To help out here. This area is so fucked, it's like the army can't help it, you know? I don't think that extra level might even be necessary. I think I just need to wait for the devastation to go away. And the population to grow back, you know? Yeah. So that's good. We just need to wait for it to heal for a bit. With the army here, that'll help this recover loyalty quicker. Should helpfully reduce the chance of a revolt. Dominator cloud sighted. Oh no. Glacial pace influences the mines around it randomly. Yay, everyone's gonna go crazy. So for the next 4 days, wonder how many people will lose to that. Population 3.8k, not bad. We're getting closer to Sorax. Regions 8 out of 6, yep. Huh. To get Astra Invicti, you need your people's loyalty to be 100%. Interesting. I guess you also need loyalty and submission 100% there. Alright. It may soon be time for me to set up a... Oh, good, yeah. So, like, the freaking Amevians are fairly mentally stable. Despite, you know, thanks. Despite what you may hear, Amevians are actually reasonably mentally stable. I swear. Alright. This place is slowly getting shit together. So we drop that. It's no longer needed. That's good. And off the back of that, I got another level of our oak pasture. So 300 leather per day. That's good. I get 50 from there. So that gives me 350 total leather a day. In short, I can now man this. Somewhat, anyway. It will require a sport facility. Let's make sure it actually has leather available for it. But this is going to give me everything I need to continue progressing. Alright, loyalty is improving in this area, so it looks like Morlovre will hold for now. Alright. So let me just check my theoretical leather income and all that, make sure I'm good. Not really, but we're pretty close. Pull source, central warehouse. You have priority. Alright. Yeah, we don't have, yay, sanity, minus 80%. Luckily, even under the effects of this Dominator Cloud, we still have less than 100 ranged. So we are trying to export meat as much as we can, right? Good. Yeah, priority fetch, let's go. It seems like the meat's overflowing. Disease. How's our health? We're okay. It's not great though. So 170 knowledge opens the door for a lot. One of the more hilarious ones I could get and to start leveling is food nutrition. Minus 5% hunger every level of that. It's fairly tempting. But no, I definitely need to, like, get other things. I think high entertainment makes the most sense to grab here. Let me just do a bit of math on what they like. Luxury hearths would be good. Wells require mechanics, so I want to stay away from them for a while. Although if I could get it, it'd be good. And speaker, okay. I guess on religion, you know? Like 4.0 points comes out of this. Well, that ain't bad. Like I get worshipping with style. How much is it? 120. And I can earn theoretically 2.5 points off the back of that. Whereas with this stage, getting it upgraded can earn me at most like 1.5. Change. So I think worshipping with style is actually the tech to get.
Oh wait, yeah, no, there's... Well, that's unfortunate. I forgot about that part. There's a second upgrade to them. Oh well. Let's get fine entertainment as well. Grade. Okay. Luxury, fancy hearth, fancy bench. Both solid picks. Okay, that place a little. Alright, this place now needs our army's occupation. Although the rate it recovers, but it's above 30%, so it probably won't revolt, we hope. Alright. This place is a mess. I don't really care if it revolts too much. I hope it doesn't, but you know. This place is unable to reach full loyalty at its current level. Fix that. Clayton's okay. Alright, that'll work. On a lot of these areas, I can probably also raise the taxes a fair bit. Earn a little bit extra money. Alright, so after our new conquest, I want to have a look at and see what markets have opened up for us, potentially. Because the truth is, we want access to more markets if we can get them. Gorin, I think, is probably somebody I want to conquer. They want 253 grand for trade rights. They are a pretty big empire, so it's kind of understandable. I'm going to set the price cap for this to 35. Just let all that get sold. And I will accept trading with you. Good. Alright, we've dramatically improved our trade market. And my ability to export. Although I'll still need to get more fish to export. We'll see. Like, one of the things I kind of just want to do is, you know, increase my fishing output at this point. Because I'm pretty sure I'm no longer at saturation, right? Yeah? Like, I think I have more room for more exporting of fish. That ain't bad. So when do I get my goddamn harvest? One day. Okay. Alright. So these guys become adult at day 80. If memory should serve. Hey, how the hell do you guys work again? Or, hold on, yeah, no. Adult day is written right there for my convenience. So we're about to get a hell of a population spike, and I'm kind of terrified. Our happiness is decent. But at this point, I'm actually going to stop accepting immigrants. Because, whew. This one's gonna hit like a truck. So, on the note of theoretically improving our laboratories. I can put a lot more people to work in labs, so. Bob's gonna start growing naturally as well. Yeah. Like, the tools is a thought, but I don't know. There's a little voice in the back of my head that says the tools aren't worth it if I can just instead get the advanced fishery, you know? Like, I think one level of tooling is probably certainly worth, but, like, the final levels are pretty expensive, so let's scale up a level of tools. But if I can get advanced fishery, this is plus 100%. So this would be the same as 4 levels of tools. So I kind of want to invest instead in this, you know? Like, even at this level, this is actually technically better to invest in from a math side. To get the upgrade is pretty wild. It is. It is a hell of an investment. Man, one level of tool is fine. So yeah, they're now 78 days old. Alright. Just let the population kind of naturally fall for a bit. So, apparently by doing nothing, all of my guys do 10% more output. Works for me. But, yeah, no, this population growth is going to hit like a truck. You know? Alright, things are starting to calm down in Wadred as well. And Jahandra, good. Alright, so yeah, we've got tons of fruit now, or veggies. Yeah, that's really helping food preferences. Good to see. They even like that we have some food days available. Like that's something. Alright, how's the export market handling rations? It looks like we are ready to kind of spin that back up. Full. And I can even upgrade the ration maker at this point. So let's do that. Hey, our city is now great. In fact, it's so great and big that some of our productivity is in danger of declining due to overhead. And this overhead is only expected to grow, but fear not, great ruler. We can remain productive by specializing subjects into the field of administration. And with diligent work, we might actually stand to benefit. My lord, allow me to present to you the administration room. We've invented bureaucracy. Yeah, remember when bureaucracy was how you ran your empire? And by the end of the game, like, endgame, your entire people worked in bureaucracy collecting taxes? Yeah, that was great. Now, everything in my nation is just going to start getting less efficient. You can actually see overhead there. Yep, and it just ticked down to 0.99. So yay! Anyway, the growth is hitting. Okay. Is that it? That's it. Alright. Good news, everyone. And then keep on top of that. Yes, we should. Administration's not optional. You know? It's required. I am all too aware. That said, I am now going to scale up our labs. Because, by golly, the extra ration exports I'm doing, which, don't get me wrong, they're great, I think probably just plunged my fish... Yeah, negative. Hang on a moment. Just need to do that. There we go. Just 10 more levels is casually put into the fish deck. Alright. So yeah, no, these fuckers are doing God's work here. 8 rations per person. Alright. But yeah, now our innovation's gonna climb as well. Like, hypothetically, I'd love to upgrade this library. Is it worth just having a gem import route for this? Maybe? I like that it just reads 99. Thanks for telling me how much administration I need, because I don't think it's 99 people. God, I hope it's not anyway. Oh god, it's actually getting... we're down to 0.85. Hold on. We really need to keep on top of that. Holy shit. I misunderstood, I think, how this works. Initially, I was assuming that it was going to be a, like, scaled penalty, kind of with absolutes. But I think it might be ratio scaled penalty. So if the number of administration that I divide by the number of jobs or whatever happens to be 0, we're fucked. Woof. Is production only, not services? That is correct, but if I lose all of my production anyway, the city collapses. So, fundamentally, I'm not sure that really matters. I feel like it's just academic. The city can't run on 10%? No. Although the game is nice and will allow me to have a solid 25% production. So that's nice. Okay, so clerk stations like this should be fine. This is one that we will build and, you know, eventually... Actually, is this going to be too far away? There's nowhere else I can reasonably put it other than maybe here to put people there. I might need another thing, because this is going to be potentially quite the employer. Alright, so I'll just go for 300 and see where that lands us at the end. That seems reasonable. Actually, that's pretty good. 3% efficiency on those. all this sorted. Gonna cost all my furniture. But hey. Yeah. I don't, like I say, we're definitely not gonna need this many bureaucrats, but it doesn't hurt to just kind of be able to have this many and be able to scale it. Because, you know, in theory, just kind of micromanaging this is going to be up to a 10% production bonus. So I want the ability to just have a lever I can adjust as needed. Almost there. Oh, good. The situation's actually getting better. How nice. Not 1,500 furniture anymore. Good. Alright. So, hypothetically here, there do exist these carpets. They seem like they're pretty shit, though. Gonna be real. Nonetheless, I will put them out. Because it does mean that I need a little less of the shelves, which will make my life a bit easier. And pretty sure I have some extra cloth available, so it'll reduce the total amount of furniture I need, which is nice. Good. That already gets us up to 67% efficiency. So, let's think here. I think at a bare minimum, this is what I need for this to function. Cool. The real question is, how large can these shelves be? Cool. And importantly, if I cut it down to this, it'll do. Good. This should be more than enough. At least, gosh, I hope so. It is just barely enough. All right. Time to construct the Grand Administration Complex. Now, lucky for me, I currently have a net of 733 wood. Which means that a paper maker is also something I can casually quickly research and we'll be fine on. I may also want to put more points into crude or into basic craftsmanship. Like, it improves 4 industries. Thank goodness I have suddenly 500 odd jobbers. And hundreds of homeless people. You know, I'm pretty sure... let me think. house button? Yeah, here we go. So all of this is supposed to be citizen housing only. FYI. There. It actually didn't remove any of the didn't make anyone homeless, and just helped. Some homeless Kryptonians now, I guess. Me and my retirement benefits claim he's written by a fish bureaucrat. Someday I hope to have retirement. That'd be cool. Oh no, the situation's just down to 0.85 and it seems like it's stabilized there. Yeah, retirement would be cool. Yeah, sure, 300 clerks. That theoretically would consume... What do they actually consume per person, you know? I assume, but look at it, 200 paper per. So ideally, I need to produce 600 paper a day. How stupid of an idea would that be? So rough math suggests I need about 600 paper makers to do that. Perfect. I would also need somewhere in the realm of 3,000 wood. Excellent. Wood does grow on trees still, yes. Thankfully, we conquered a forest, though, so these days it's a lot better, you know? It's pretty good these days. Oh, that's great, yeah. No, ever since we conquered that forest, it's been a little bit easier. Like, currently, I do collect 1,900 wood per day in taxes. Unfortunately, with the addition of administration, I am quickly once again going to run into a wood shortage. I can import it still, but... and will. But I wouldn't say I'm happy about it, you know? Almost. However, I did forget the storage as usual. Can I extend this without causing any problems? That's where problems start. Got it. Alright. Can go there. And call it a day. Anyway, so obviously not a goddamn chance in hell. We'll see how much paper I end up actually producing off the back of this. I think it might actually be enough, because I can put in our last noble as a paper maker. I think I can, right? Heck yeah, I can. Hand over promotion. And then those guys will work like hell. Might actually work. I don't need anywhere near that much administration. I'm 100% certain of that, right? But still, it'd be cool to see. Thank you. But yeah, just get this built as quick as we can. I'm gonna assume something a lot more reasonable, though. Let's try and operate at... This thing really does not like me adjusting. No, you're not getting out of your vassalage relationship with that. Alright, just 100 clerks for now. Having access is by a long shot. Yeah. Alright. So, warehouse. Yeah, sure, 1,000 paper. Okay. 50 in the paper makers. So that already gets them, you know, plus 11 from experience, plus 20 from titles. Alright. Yeah, like I give them a bump from the nobility and they're fine. I might even be able to give them a bonus in the fine craftsmanship. We'll see. Well, we can supply the 300 administrators here without any issue. I think this is auto-scaling, and I can't do anything about it. Like, this is just... Oh, yeah, because it's an automate. Alright. Actually, that's fine then. Yeah, good stuff. And with any luck, we'll get a little bit more efficiency. We'll see. We shall see. Probably won't need that much paper then, but... I don't know, 127. Yeah, 89, we're good for now. It's one of those, always tough to know. Alright, and the good news is, happiness is holding. At like 90% with our current population. Good. Yeah, we have a boatload of infants. Because, yeah, our population's going to start looking more like a pyramid. Alright. It's not bad. Yep, alright, so we're at 110. So 150 paper makers and 113 administrators. So 250, and we have nearly, let's round up into say 4,000 jobs total. Although, we'll say 3,500, I guess. No. I don't know. How do I math that out? 250 people are giving 370 people effectively a 10% bonus. So the net gain on administration is obvious and there, which is good. You know? Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and be ready. We understand demographic collapse, I feel like. Yeah. I mean, I'm mostly worried about the opposite. Too many kids. It could certainly happen. On the plus side, we're like 100 dudes away from becoming Sorax, which will give me another 10 noble promotions. So, let's talk about the brewery. Because more than the ration maker, I think it's fair to say we definitely need a master of brewers. That's the thing. I actually am at the limit of my nobles. $135 tech, not bad. Like a master of potteries is, I feel like it's not something I should need. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to invest in the 7 levels of basic craftsmanship. Which, you know, should get us a decent bit of extra pottery. And instead I am just going to put down like the second potter. You will get transferred over to being the brewmaster. And promote. There. That allows me to produce 1,000 piva. Now, again, that's going to be a massive drain on the economy. Luckily, at this point, even if the brewery goes whole fucking hog, we're probably okay. I mean, I definitely got enough coal. I'd like to maybe get a tavern set up. Around here. Nice houses now. Yes. You've always kind of had to, but never really had to. You know? Like, it's just an optional feature. They really should probably make it so that the way the nobles are just less efficient without the houses or whatever. But you don't really need to do it. And eventually I will, just for the sake of it. Look at that. Alright, looks like our provinces have chosen to not revolt. We've effectively managed to consolidate our gains out here. It's pretty good. So I'm going to disband the division, because we don't need the mercs there. Alright. So, there's still going to be some hell to pay from some of these neighbors, but it's fine. So you have your army there of 2,000 soldiers. In short, not a fucking chance. You have your army there of 4,000 soldiers. In short, not a fucking chance. Unusual predation. The Duchy of Plaiden's pastures have lost a lot of their flocks to predation recently. Your subjects were not idle and fortified them with palisades, but did not slow whatever did this down at all. The walls were not forced open, and no tunnels were dug beneath them. These flying, climbing, or very large predators. Whenever livestock went missing, metallic scales could be found. The scales were similar to forged metal and could be fashioned into weapons or armor. Near the end of the report, almost as an afterthought, was mentioned that nothing besides blood could be found at the sites of the attacks. Into this and kill it, or you can tell them to avoid conflict, collect the scales. The rest would be delivered to you. The scales are gonna be shields, probably. Maybe plate. I don't know.
I don't know if it's a good idea for them to confront. They only have 621 people, so if they lose more than 21 people, then this whole thing needs to be re-gathered, so. I found them in little piles. Huh. The entrance was, I can explore further. The subjects are collecting the scales. Okay. So, for 12 days, something's going to happen there. Alright, so the Red Empire just fucking collapsed, didn't it? Because I remember at the start here, like, this entire island was owned by them, wasn't it? So these poor bastards just collapsed in on themselves. Oof. So, hello there. Would you like to become colleagues? In exchange for 398,164, that would be lovely. You are a massive fucking empire, and I have no desire to fight you at all. Like, you are a large enough empire where buying your land is probably the correct play in any and all situations, you know? Uniting would be 250 million. Obviously not going to happen. Yeah, technically isn't connected, so I can't buy it, but that's fine. Which nation am I? I am this nation. Like, I own these 5 regions as well as my capital city. These 2 regions are my vassals. So, you can tell which regions I own directly because they have like little faces telling me how loyal the various regions are right now. Anyway, since they're colleagues, or they became colleagues with us since they actually like us, somehow, I don't know how, we can trade past them, I believe. But also importantly, they now basically charge us significantly less tariffs. So our ability just to export stuff to them is we're going to get better prices. We're going to be able to export a lot more before prices fall. And, yeah. It's good. Yeah, there's theoretically become an alliance. We need 6.0 opinion of them. Which is not easy, but... At some point, I should probably conquer Halia. I mean, it's kind of the goal here, I think. I don't know, this place also just has no moisture, so I don't really want it. No thanks. Yeah. There's theoretically more that we can... Oh yeah, we can also buy at better prices from them if they happen to be selling, so that'll be good. Just overall, trade is a lot better now. Oh wow, we have immigrants. Our happiness is high enough. Somehow. Alright, so I'm going to up everyone to 2 servings of drink. And to cap off today, I'm going to build a tavern. Okay. So how large can these tables be? So we get, I think each one. Looks like it's going to be another tenner. For some reason, it's always the 10s that are the right size. I say for some reason, like, it's not going to be some obvious mathematical reason or anything. I think we might. Oh no, we can do the 12ers. Okay.
Alright. What shanties would they sing? Well, they might sing things about metal scales right now, given that we seem to be getting those. I don't know, I can't imagine the Amevians ever being happy, you know? So it's tough for me to imagine them singing. But also given that like half of the entire city is employed in fishing, actually down to like a third. Sea shanties has got to be in there, right? Some knickknacks. Gotta make this place cozy. Oh, perfect. Oh. Just gotta get this in. Oh, we're already at 100% coziness. Perfect. There and here. I guess just open it all. Construct. Real enjoyment and happiness. Yeah. They probably are. It's just alien. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna build a gigantic tavern. Thankfully not too far from where the Piva is stored. And yeah, the second drink serving's coming out. The tavern, it's like a 0.75. It's not bad to have. God. I could do Glory to the Astari. I kind of want to just do Grand Temple. I kind of talked about how at the start of this, one of my goals was specifically to go for the title of Seer of the Gods. Right? I'm also going for Ruler of Sedgen B. That'll just kind of come on its own time, you know? Someday I might even scale certain things. Education, maybe. Usepa. The Builder. Yeah, Metropoli would be cool, but probably not. But yeah, Seer of the Gods I think is a big one I need to try and get. The Pleasurer would be another one if I could get it. Because I do love the titles that give me extra happiness, right? I think they are just by far the best titles. I kind of want to upgrade the lavatories, though, because we are coming in on the edge of health issues. So maybe rather than pushing for that, extravagant well. And I just import the mechanics. That would be fine. It would also give me access to the bathhouses. Yeah, I don't know. I've got so many options. Oh well. Protect us from disease. Yeah. My runway here is out, so. In theory, I could keep letting in more immigrants, but... Oh no, our crops. That's slightly annoying. 2.5 is required. Well, maybe we'll get a positive. I could maybe send, like, emissaries to their court to rule them. Like, theoretically, that's something I should be doing to improve relations, because, like, that's the entire point of the whole emissary building. Or embassy, I guess. Previously, you know, I didn't really bother with it because it would require setting up paper making, and it still technically costs some jewelry. You know? I think improving the refineries is also going to be a good tech investment. Because at this point, we now do have the brewery, and the metal smeltery, and the weavery. So let's start with that. Jesus, the tailors are really going ham. I did improve the tailors a fair bit, so we can scale back their demands a little bit. To help ensure we have a constant surplus of cloth, ideally. But it seems like the weavers are going to need even more. Alright. We have 100 homeless Kryptonian slaves. I should really figure out how to deal with that. Probably just need to put some, like, slave housing over here.
Welcome back. Your
Wow,
steadfast loyalty
56
is
months.
greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much, Hayden. Honor to have your support. Alright. It indeed has been too long. Alright, so 71 tavern keepers. Well, best we can do. They're scaling up. Unfortunately, that's all the workers I've got. You get 80, and no more. Although, it kind of seems like we should be dropping the number of employees. I don't know. I only see 33% of the workload. Either way. Alright, that gets us a little bit more on the drink servings. Drink preference is there. Oh yeah, they actually kind of want both, so that's fine. We're not getting both, but maybe someday. Nutty and earthy flavor and aroma. Ooh, nice. Man, I kind of want to get back into being a coffee snob. Part of my push to lose weight, I cut out all liquid calories. So now the only things I drink are diet like colas and water. And man, I miss coffee. You know? Oh, wow, only 85% workload. Straight up like another 10 dudes there. Without it ever generally, yeah. I wish I could say the same thing. On the other hand, maybe I guess it's a question. Do I prefer having like 1 to 2 pizzas a week, or would I prefer having coffee on a daily basis? You know? Unfortunately, sometimes you just have to make trade-offs. Sometimes you just have to make trade-offs. Alright, so the scale of collection's almost done. 27 days. Let's find out what the results is going to be. Compared to the country I live in. Yeah. Meantime, I just eat a 14-inch pizza for a meal. I really probably shouldn't do that. Alright. I got 2,300 metal. They'll be delivered to my capital. So, with the next batch of children that grow up, I'm thinking I'm going to start, like, military goods production. And maybe actually start fielding a regular army. That'd be good. Alright. I started as Empic. I'm really glad to say it works, and I can no longer eat a 14-inch pizza in one sitting. Both congratulations and also my condolences, because man, does eating a 14-inch pizza in one sitting feel good in the moment? And before anyone corrects me, I just want to remind you I state in the moment. The satisfaction you can get from that is I'll say double pizza in one sitting, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I've got way too much booze going on, which is fine. I don't know, do I just want to up you guys to like 3 booze servings a day? I feel like we're doing fine. Anyway, I also feel like this is kind of a good time for me to probably call the stream here. It's been good. We have positive population growth from just like native born alone, so this meter is going to slowly fill up, which is helpful. Everyone's nice and happy. Like, I'm not actually sure what our population is going to end up at. It's always kind of tough to tell. In theory, we get a batch of about 500 children every 80 days. At 16 per year, that's every 5 years. So, in theory, this should be enough, like, over the course of the next century, with a lifespan of 80, to produce me, you know, fuck, I don't know. What's 80 divided by 5? 20? Cool. 10,000 people. Theoretically. That is the maximum. Of course, we could tell by how this population pyramid works. 16. What? Fuck. I don't know how to do math. Anyway, I think that's enough for like 10,000 people in theory. Somebody else feel free to correct my math if this thing generates. That's that plague and famine. Well, ideally we avoid the famine. Alright, so wait, this thing it does 500... Wait, that's just 100 people a year. That's 8,000. Jesus Christ, I went about that the wrong way. There's a way simpler way to figure that out. I just had to figure out how many people I produced per year in the hatchery. So yeah, that gives me a theoretical population target of 8,000. How will that work out? Well, that's a good question. Like, if we had... Like, this is kind of where things go. 65, 70. So, let's just have, roughly, the number of subjects after 60. And that should be... Jesus Christ, that's 98, 23. Never mind. No, never mind. Yeah, 80 years, I think, is the expectation. Alright. I thought this was, like, 80. No, never mind. So yeah, no, we're probably heading for a population target of, I think, probably 6,000 to 7,000. Like, let's just assume, you know, a general 25% mortality rate. That's probably too much, but it's there. So we'll see. Which is definitely more than we can support. So the next century, I have to make sure I invest a lot into civics and ensuring our people are happy. Which is why I'm kind of being really careful about what I do with this knowledge. You know? Oh yeah, on that note, I did benches as an upgrade, didn't I? I have great news. The benches. They are upgrading. So yeah, we'll get better access to benches as well for that little head, I think. Need to improve that. I think I'm just going to have to pay the piper and import mechanics for the wells. Or maybe I can start, like, getting mechanics. Theoretically, all I need is spare furniture. Which, for once in my goddamn life, I have. I mean, really, how much machine parts could I possibly need for a well? 30, yeah. And it's probably going to be a very small amount to actually upkeep. So maybe I can just do that. Honestly, I think that's probably the most worth thing I can do. Just sitting on that. Yeah, make a mechanic. And because doing that also does unlock for me the bathhouse. Yeah, we have a lot of deranged. This is just a cost coal, which we do get in taxes. So if we can get a couple of bathhouses going as well, like, this is a huge win. And also, you know, furthermore, that's going to help with our health situation. So, I think that's the right call. Alright, I'm going to end the stream here, as I said. We've done great. The Amevian Empire we're building is growing. We consolidated our gains here, more or less, and may soon field a regular army instead of just mercenaries. Strozeport, Gorin, and Helia will probably eventually fall to us. I don't know if they're going to ever get developed. I don't know. May have been a mistake, Alan. I don't know. 2,000's a lot of troops. I feel like it's going to be a while. I feel like my response to 2,000 is actually I just conquer the rest of these regions and, like, conquer over here for a while. You know? Find some places that don't suck too bad, eh? 84% moisture, 96. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I don't really know how area works. Because I know area has an effect on population. Just multiply by 100. But, like, some of these look larger or smaller, so... But yeah, maybe we just campaign in the east. Because if we campaign in the east, like, we end up with no enemies in that direction. And similarly, if I then campaign along the south here, I end up with effectively just these two in the north. On that note, Boromia, I would like trade rates with you. 4, 8, 9, 3, 5. Hell, they'll become colleagues. Yeah. Hey, not bad. Private island, why not? Yeah. So, like, this will give me a decent bit of land to administrate anyway. Part of the problem is, I think, with the nobles. I don't know. I can promote my governor a whole bunch more. I'm just worried I'm gonna have to, like, start changing or giving up on certain, like, nobles. I mean, I think, for example, getting rid of the coal mines is probably feasible at this point. I don't know. What resources are on this island for me to care about? Ah, ore. Yes. Ah, yes. Ore and coal. Alright. Well, we know what must be done. Ironically enough, this place also has a fair bit of ore. It's not great, not terrible amounts, but I needed the leather. There's other places where I can source some more. But I have to fight Halia. They have 500 troops. Like, I can definitely do it. You know? Like, I can field a large enough army. Like, I could theoretically field, like, 600 of my standard regiments. Yeah. 300 Talapi archers, 300 Amevian soldiers. But fielding permanent armies is expensive, so I try to avoid it. I don't know, with all these new conquests, what's the merc market look like? Maybe. There's a lot of mercenaries here. Could pull like 500 dudes and fight my way up here. Might not be too bad. The problem is, as we get to larger battles, the mercenaries do really lose a lot of effectiveness. Alright. Wow. They're spread very all over the place. Those sea connections are really doing work. Alright. But that'll do it. I think I've dumped enough thoughts. So, with that in mind, I'd like to thank everyone for watching today's stream. I have been your host, Kelvin. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, folks. Have a good night.